And from Luka to LeBron and Ant-Man to Julius Randle, this one could be special. Udonis, where is that series going to be won and lost?
I think it's going to be one with Ant-Man. I mean, he's going to give a maximum effort. He's got to be around 30 to 35 points a game. You need help from guys like Julius Randle. You need help from Rudy Gobert. You need Naz Reid to chip in. But I think this really is going to come down to how impactful Ant-Man can be on the offensive end and on the defensive end as well. He's going to have to take the challenge. He's going to have Luka. He's going to have LeBron. And if you remember, a couple years ago, Luka went into Minnesota and put on a show.
Indeed, he did. We started talking about age. Maybe we're ending with the younger Minnesota Timberwolves coming out on top. UD, hang tight, because there was a major shakeup again in Phoenix.
Rudy Gobert is already messed up. Okay, I mean that's just how it is. That's how bad it is for Rudy Gobert when he sees Luka Doncic. Having said all of that, now Doncic's got LeBron James as a teammate. Austin Reeves has really elevated his level of play. JJ Redick, as far as I'm concerned, is a candidate for Coach of the Year. I think he's done an outstanding job along with his staff. I think Minnesota's lone shot to win this series is Anthony Edwards has to be the biggest star on the stage. And here's the thing. Even with Luka and LeBron, I think he's capable of doing it. I still don't think it'll be enough for them to win the series. I got the Lakers winning the series. But do I think that Anthony Edwards has it in him to potentially be the biggest star on the stage, even with LeBron and Luka? I think he could do it. What do you say to that?
I want to watch him try. So yeah, Luka torched the Wolves last year when he was on the Mavericks. I'm talking 33, 10, and 8 in that series, especially the games in Minnesota. He didn't care about being in Minnesota. He dropped a dagger on those fans repeatedly. The thing about this matchup that I think is interesting is LeBron we have seen LeBron can still be a dominating player, but we've also seen that he's got to kind of moderate his energy. The advantage that he's had since Luka has been back is that sometimes he's able to moderate his energy and then hit the gas in the fourth quarter. If the Wolves are going to play the way that they like to play, there is opportunities for LeBron to rest on defense. They'll put him on Rudy Gobert because he's not afraid to fight him in the post, and he doesn't have to run around on the perimeter. He'll have to be in some screen and roll action. They'll put him on Jaden McDaniels, who, has moments where he hits shots, but like LeBron will be able to come off of him.
Well, don't put Jaden McDaniels on him. Don't put Jaden McDaniels on him. LeBron shoots 55% when guarded by Jaden McDaniels.
That's a great stat. I'm glad you just educated me on it. So I think this matchup is somewhat, I don't think anybody feels great in the West, but I think this matchup is somewhat comfortable for the Lakers, at least in the way they can align. Now, the curveball is Ant, because that guy can come in to crypto and drop 50. I wouldn't doubt it for a second.
Yes, he can.
And so that's what I want to see. The Wolves are not as good defensively as they were a year ago, but they are better offensively. And you can trace that to Ant's being, and the guy, by the way, he had 7 threes on Sunday and became the season leader in most three-pointers made. The guy is a verified weapon from three-point range. This guy gets it going from outside. He can beat you with that as well.
Let me ask you this real quick, because I got to get ready to go. Knicks Pistons. I'm not.
Stars stood up there. LeBron and Luka will see their first playoff action together against young superstar Anthony Edwards. Meanwhile, the other LA team starts the first round on the road against the Nuggets. Kawhi Leonard and James Harden have hit their stride in the past few weeks. They hope to end reigning MVP Nikola Jokic's postseason early. So the Lakers and Clippers finished with the same record but closed the season differently. The Clippers won 17 of their last 20, while the Lakers, they went 10-10 during that stretch. So stat-wise, the Lakers ranked in the top half offensively, while the Clippers finished top 3 in defense. Jay, which LA team should the West fear more?
The Lakers. Which team has Luka, LeBron, and AR? And when you look at Luka Doncic, he has the second highest scoring average in postseason in NBA history, right behind a guy named Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And I know you love him, Stephen A. And you got a guy that's number 3 or 4 in playoff scoring average in GOAT James. So just imagine, let's just say for the sake of argument, and that's what we do occasionally, Stephen A. We argue here on First Take. And what if I were to tell you that your third best player on most nights might be GOAT James? A man that has 42,000 points, a man that's been to 10 NBA finals. I'm telling you, as I sit here before you in the congregation, and I'm letting everybody know that the third best player on a given night might be GOAT James. What you gonna do with that? Y'all know AR got a bag. He's gotten better and better and better every single year. I defy anybody to tell me that he has not. And we know what Luka did. You saw when he went back to Houston. You saw what when he went back to Dallas. You saw what he did to the Rockets. And I know, and what you call him, had to throw him out that game. We had some for OKC because when they threw him out, we had the lead. I don't care what you thought, Shannon. It was still 7 minutes to go in the ball game. We had the lead in your building. Now, you remember just the night before we dropped them by 27. You remember that, right, Stephen A? So for me, and I know Kawhi's playing well. Congratulations. He seems healthy. He's playing well. James Harden should be an all-NBA selection. But if you asking me, it ain't even close. It ain't even close. Well, let me take that back, guys. Before I turn over to you, Stephen A. or Marcus, it's close. It's close like LA to San Francisco. They're in the same state, but you ain't really trying to walk, are you? That's what I thought. Go ahead. Look at them.
Go ahead, Eminem.
Hey,
Marcus,
I'm going to take this one over. Hey, and I've been on the Lakers bandwagon for a while now since they got Luka, but I'm going to go with the Clippers, man. Like, we've been talking about Kawhi, we've been talking about Luka, we've been talking about King, right? But James Harden has turned this year around. He's so much more fluent. He's getting everybody involved. He's scoring the ball. He is the system, right? Remember he said that earlier this year. He is the system. He's back to his stuff. Yeah. He's on the platform. He's on that. He's on in that light, which I know personally because that's my guy that he wants to be there. That's when he performs at his best. He has the ball in his hand. He has a coach that believes in him. He's the guy on the floor. He's the point guard. He's the scorer. And listen, Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, that combination has really worked. Those guys were really good friends off the court. And to be honest, I think James Harden was supposed to be a Clipper, right? And now he gets a chance to show you why he's back in L.A. He's at home. He's playing in front of his hometown. Listen, they're going to have a problem with James Harden and having a guy like Tyronn Lue coaching this guy and giving him so much more confidence, getting him in his spots. He's been playing really well. In the game that they really needed to close the season out, he almost had a 40-point triple-double, right? This is a really good player. These are two Hall of Fame guys, and I'm going to go with James Harden and the Clippers.
Well, here's the deal. Shannon is right. The answer to this question is the Lakers. He just left out the biggest reason why. Biggest reason why is because the Clippers win their first round series against Denver. Who they got after that? They got OKC. You see, so it's really easy for Shannon to chirp about the Los Angeles Lakers because he knows that particular roadblock isn't expected to be as formidable. The fact is that if the Lakers win their first round series, which I believe they will against Minnesota, the likelihood is that they'd have Houston if Houston is fortunate enough to get past Golden State. If you're playing Houston, what have people been saying about Houston? What have you said about Houston, Eminem? They're athletic, they're gifted, they're well coached. We get all of that, but they're young and they really, and who's that guy that's going to be the Mr. Bucket for you definitively? You're basically winning by committee offensively as opposed to having that go-to guy, which obviously the Lakers don't have a problem with. They got two go-to guys and a third coming up the rear in AR. That's something special. He's just getting better and better and better. And let us not negate the exceptional coaching job that J.J. Redick has done and his staff. So we got to take that into consideration as well. But in the end, what it comes down to is that Shannon's able to stick out his chest because the one team that's expected to be standing in Los Angeles way they don't have to see it all unless they get to the conference finals. And that's what he's really, really leaving out. Because if they had to run into OKC a bit earlier, we'd be having a different discussion. Shannon would still say the things that he said on a Monday, and then we'd have an APB out for him by the following week because we wouldn't be able to find him because he'd be hiding in the studios of Club Shay Shay or somewhere else because his leg is at 5. Prognostication will certainly not come to fruition. That's what that is about.
Whoa! If what Marcus is saying is true about the Clippers, they shouldn't even worry about the OKC Thunder. That should be the least of their concern. But they better deal with Yoke, the man that almost averaged a 30-point triple-double. He was top 3 in points, top 3 in rebounds, top 3 in assists, top 3 in steals. Nobody in the history of the game has ever finished top 3 in all those categories. So y'all worry about the Nuggets because y'all know what happened last time the Nuggets and the Clippers played, right? I don't want to bring that up. That's painful. It's painful for me to even talk about it. I don't even know why I brought that. Ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't even know why I brought that up, Stephen A. I should have kept that between me and the fence post. I'm sorry. But we got Kobe of the Ozarks. He's our second or third best player on every given night. Who is going to stop Luka? Jaden McDaniels? You going to put Ant-Man on him? I just want to know who y'all going to put on him. Because now you got to put, if you put your best defender on Luka, that means your second and third best options go to GOAT, James, and AR. And we going to eat. We don't mind eating.
I don't like you bringing that Denver stuff.
Hey, Timberwolves, Team Wolf, Lakers in 5.
Hey, I don't like you bringing up that Denver stuff. I just so happened to be a part of that Clippers.
Oh, you was there? I didn't know that, Mark. My bad, Mark. I didn't know you was there. My bad. I don't even know why I brought it up. I said that, Steven. I don't even know why I brought it up. They had nothing to do with me.
Yeah, I know. Hey, listen. But you got to talk about Denver, right? They fired their coach before the playoff. It's turmoil in there, regardless of who's talking about it or who's recognizing it. David Adelman is their head coach. He's never been a head coach of a playoff team, right? You're going against T. Lue and you're going against Van Gundy that added to their team. They became third in the league in defense. I think Jokic is going to do Jokic things, but who else is going to step? You need Jamal Murray to have a great series, not just he has to be great, right? Zubac will challenge Jokic on the offensive end. One thing that I can say is that Jokic do not play against bigs that score the ball. Zubac is averaging a double-double, probably his best season of his career. He will challenge Jokic, right? And now who steps up? It's turmoil in there. I think that Denver put themselves in a position where if we lose, we fired our coach, right? If we win, then we played really well. Jokic had to have a couple 60-point triple-doubles. So if I'm Denver, I think it's kind of packing it in a little bit because firing your head coach that close, and not just your head coach, right? This is the same guy that Jokic won 3 MVPs under. This is the only coach Jokic have played for, right? It's turmoil there, and they're kind of setting up for if we do lose, hey, you know what I mean, we did some drastic things at the end of the season because we've never seen a championship coach be fired before the playoffs start. Like that's unheard of, right? So now we have to figure out how do they channel that injury and channel that energy and go against probably the best team of the last month in the NBA, right? Like it will be
they made a bold statement, and we'll see how it plays out. Speaking of coaches that could potentially be on the hot seat, let's get to the Knicks.
Molly, let me ask Steve.
Sure, go ahead.
I wanted to ask Stephen A. Stephen A., do you remember what James Harden said? He said the difference. He said the locker room. He says guys know their role. That went unnoticed. Right. We didn't really talk about it. But there's only two markets. I know you heard what he said. Sure. He said the personnel and guys knowing their role. And now, I don't know who he was taking a shot at, but I know there are only 2 people that aren't there anymore. And I ain't saying he's taking a shot.